What is up? I don't know how good the internet connection is here, but it has definitely been a very long time, and honestly, the only reason I'm on Instagram Live right now is in case you guys, because I feel like haven't really been active, and I'm sure a lot of the fans are probably, I mean, I see a lot of worried comments, so this is just an update that I'm okay, and I'm just, I guess, working very hard. The team is working very hard, and yeah, obviously if you guys know us, you shouldn't worry. So I mean, that's pretty much it. Like, I've been just working very hard, and I'm sure it's all gonna be worth it at the end of the day. And I just felt like I had to let you guys know, in case you guys were worried. But anyway, that's that. And so, how has everyone been? How's everyone been? I know it's been a while. I'm definitely trying to stay healthy. I've been trying to stay healthy. I've been trying to probably tell I lost a bit of weight, but that's because I don't know. I guess I've been exercising, a lot of cardio. So that's always good. Hello from Egypt. How you guys doing? I mean, honestly, yeah. Overall, I missed you guys. I'm sure I come very randomly, and it's always a surprise. But and as you guys could tell, my hair is pretty long right now. My hair is actually really long. I'm trying to. Yeah, I mean. Too much. No. I just, we're still alive. Just letting you guys know, we're still alive. So I mean, yeah, maybe today's a good time to, I don't know, answer a few questions and just kind of interact with you guys a lot more. Someone says they're sleepy. Thank you for updating. No worries. I feel like it's only right. You guys deserve it. So, I lost a lot of weight. Yeah, I mean, I've been exercising a lot, maybe. Show your hair, please. I don't know if that's a good idea. It's really messy right now. Hence, which is why I have my beanie on, because my hair is really long right now, and I do not know how to. I don't know how to control long hair. I've grew out my front hair this long, but I don't think I've stuck with it, which is probably why. 건강 챙기세요. 감사합니다. 건강이 우선이죠, 그쵸 여러분? 그래서 항상 정신적으로도 건강이 우선인 것 같고 그 다음에 약간 몸 건강이긴 한데, 왜냐면 정신이 건강해야지 몸도 건강하거든요. 그렇지 않아요? 그쵸? 근데 요즘 되게 많은 안 좋은 일들 때문에 세상에 사람들이 많이 힘들어하죠. 근데 저는 항상 잘 될 거라고 믿어요. Always. 그게 사람의 힘이지 않을까요? 긍정적인 힘. Thank you. I mean, I love you guys too. Turn on your phone. Is the connection okay, by the way? Because I feel like maybe the internet connection here is pretty bad. You know, I'm not gonna lie. So just wanted to make sure it was okay. 담배 아이코스요? 전 항상 아이코스 폈어요. 근데 저도 이제 이거 끊으려고 하는데 연초는 안 펴요. 저는 약간 그거는 조금 냄새도 그렇고 뭐 이것도 뭐 그닥 그렇게 좋진 않지만, 그쵸, 뭔가 촬영하다 보면 피게 되더라고요. 힘들어서 피는 건 아니에요. 근데 my hair, everyone wants to see my hair. So hair is 머리 진짜 지금 it's really messy, so it's very long. But I didn't cut it. So but anyway, 감사합니다. You guys have any questions? I'll gladly 이 시간에 I'll gladly try answering as much as I can. Because I know I'm not really active, so. 뭐 혹시 뭐 질문 같은 거 있어요? 제가 업데이트나 뭐 여기에 잘 안 들어오긴 해가지고 들어와 있을 때 약간 여러분들의 뭐 질문이나 뭐 이런 거를 많이 뭔가 대답을 해줘야 될 것 같아서. 죄송해요. I'm gonna wear the hat again. 머리가 너무 길어가지고 눈을 계속 찔리네요. 죄송합니다. I can't see because my hair is like so long. It's kind of poking my eyes, so I just have to. That's why I wear the beanie, because I can't seem to look around, you know. 이 시간에 어울리는 노래. 그러게요. 지금 한국 현재 시간이 2시 40분이니까 잘 때인가? 저는 좀 늦게 자가지고 잔잔한 노래보다 약간 분위기 있는 노래이지 않을까요? 그러면 그거 한번 생각해 볼게요. 제가. How's the gang doing? Everyone's busy. Everyone is very busy, and everyone is very occupied doing their own thing. So yeah, I mean, you know, you guys obviously know what it means when we're busy. So I mean, yeah, that's everyone's doing fine. Everyone's great. The whole team, you know. Lori's not here. Lori is at home actually. So Lori, 나중에 I'll show you guys Lori. Lori's the same. She's very she's yeah. She's happy. I don't know. I can't really tell if a dog's happy, but I'm sure she's happy. You know. 좋아하는 야식 좋아하는 야식. 저는 약간 애기 입맛이어서 단 거를 되게 좋아해요. 당 떨어져서 단 걸 좋아하는 건가? 나이가 들어서 그건가? 저는 근데 야식이라고 하면 초콜릿. I love chocolate. Chocolate and jelly. 뭐 솔직히 초콜릿 젤리 안 좋아하는 사람이 누가 있어요? But I love chocolate and jelly a lot. And I feel like that's kind of always, I have a craving for a lot of chocolate, a lot of jelly, and doesn't matter what type, as long as it's chocolate and as long as it's jelly, I have I can manage to devour it and in an instant. 좋아하는 가수요? 저는 어렸을 때부터. So if someone asked me what my favorite artist, who my favorite artist is, honestly, 저는 이제 초등학교 때부터 약간 데프트 펑크의 영감을 많이 받아가지고, 그리고 뭐 Electric Light Orchestra, 그러니까 옛날 음악, 그러니까 옛날 소리. 그리고 초등학교 때 제가 그걸 너무 충격적으로 들어가지고 팝 이런 걸 잘 안 들었어요. 근데 so I remember when I was in primary school, elementary school, I was gifted like a CD. At the time it was a CD when I was in elementary school. And you know in elementary school, no, you don't. Well, back then you didn't have a MP3. It was kind of like a Walkman 시절이었죠. CD, so you had to put a CD into. Yes, I'm a boomer. So I would have like a little CD player or Walkman where you put tapes in and stuff. And the first CD I was ever gifted was Daft Punk Discovery, I believe, and that's when it first came out. So that's like more than 15, 16 years ago. And I remember that was the first time I ever, being in elementary school, that was the first time I ever took in what sound and what music does to someone's feelings. 그때 아직까지 약간 너무 충격적이었어요. 그래서 it's always been my influence. Yeah, I think that's kind of where it started off, you know, the whole music and, you know, all that kind of stuff. 코어 피어싱 아파요? 코어 피어싱은 당연히 아프죠. 약간 (5초) 0.5초를 그냥 한번 약간 좀 따끔하고 그 다음에는 안 아파요. 근데 이제 그렇게 생각하면 0.5초만 참으면 돼요. 그러면 사실 뭐 이거는 그냥 본인이 원하시면 생기는 거죠. 예. Do you have a TikTok? I don't have a TikTok. I don't know. I don't think I was ever fond of TikTok too much. I see a lot of my friends and stuff. They send me a lot of TikToks where I'm. It's very interesting. It's pretty interesting to see that I have my presence on TikTok as well, which is kind of interesting. And a lot of the times it's regarding my age and stuff. Oh shit! I can't believe I'm born in '90, right? But I one thing I just cannot believe is I can't believe I'm actually turning 30 this year. Can you believe that? Like I mean, to some of you guys might be like, holy shit, he's old. But I never, for once in my life, thought I would hear that. And you know, I've always kind of lived my life, especially my 20s, thinking like the 30 period would never come, or I really wouldn't care. But I'm not gonna lie, it starts getting to you when you're 29 and you realize all of a sudden everyone around you, or people that you knew, were just as old. They're getting married, you know. Your mom, your dad, or whatever is obviously not as young and youthful as you remember them, and you know, it just kind of reminds you that I guess everything happens so quickly, so you might as well enjoy every single moment, you know. I always thought worrying about something, or you know, or not even really being in a certain moment or giving it that much attention, it really deprives you from experiencing that moment to the utmost, if you know what I mean. So I mean, yeah, I guess nothing lasts forever, but I mean, I think that isn't that the beauty in life? It's about accepting the idea that everything having an imperfection is actually the idea of perfection, if you know what I mean. In other words, it's okay that nothing lasts forever, you know. I guess that's a beauty and that's a quality in life, you know. Yeah. Do you play any games, 형? I play okay, so I used to play games a lot. I used to play Dota. I used to play a lot of that. FPS games like CS. But these days, mobile games, there's only one game I play, and it's called Kart Rider. I'm sure you guys know. 카트라이더는 제가 진짜 미쳐버리겠어. 그거 너무 빠지게 돼가지고 어쩌다가 카트라이더를 하게 됐네요. 저는 진짜 상상도 못했는데. 근데 카트라이더 하면서 왜 이렇게 초반에는 진짜 못해가지고 욕을 엄청 많이 먹었어요. 근데 왜 이렇게 부모님 욕을 하는지 모르겠어요. 진짜 사람들이 진짜 약간 너무 충격 먹어가지고, 아니 못하면 바로 약간 그런 식으로 공격을 하더라고요. 그래서 좀 약간 좀 무섭다고 생각했어요. 저는 욕을 못해요. 왜냐면 한국말 타자 치는 게 너무 느려가지고 딱 제가 뭔가 답변으로 뭔가 얘기를 하려면 왜 그랬냐 하고 딱 이제 뭔가 치면 사람한테 나가 있더라고요. 그러니까 제가 조금 타자 치는 게 좀 느려가지고 그냥 포기했어요. 그냥. Yeah, so I don't know if you guys know Kart Rider, but that's like it's a very common game in Korea. It's been around for a very long time. It's actually a PC game, and it's where it's kind of like Mario Kart, where you have these little characters drifting, and it's like a car racing game. But they have like little carts. Just check it out. Mobile Kart Rider is really fun. Indonesia. Shout out to all the Indonesian fans. We miss you terribly. I miss you guys. I miss all the fans around the world. I miss traveling. I miss traveling so much. And you know, obviously due to COVID, you know, it's given everyone time, I think, to self-reflect, I guess, but I do think that it will go back to normal, it will. It just takes time, so if everyone Hi from Brazil. Arab fans, definitely. 근데 카트라이더 근데 약간 현질을 해야 되는 게임이지 않아요? 약간 제가 차빨이 있어가지고 약간 현질을 하게 됐는데, 근데 어쨌든 차가 좀 좋아야 되니까 차빨이 있어서. 근데 약간 그런 경우 있더라고요. 약간 실력이 안 받쳐줄 때가 있더라고요. 차의 힘에 실력이 안 받쳐주면 욕을 또다시 이렇게 바가지로 먹더라고요. 뭐 현질해서 뭐 실력이 그 정도밖에 안 되니 차가 아깝다 뭐 이런 얘기를 와, 나 진짜 끝없이 들어가지고 그래서 연습을 많이 했죠. 근데 이제 그런 소리 안 들어요. 어쨌든 anyway, so do you have friends from Indonesia? I believe I do. Yes, I do have friends from Indonesia. Back in high school, I used to have friends from Indonesia. Take care when you go outside. Thank you. I shall. Who do you want to collab with? I don't know. There's a lot of people that I do want to collab with, but I do not know. That's a question I'll probably have to think about. Can you sing? I believe I do have to. I believe I love singing. It's probably something that you guys never knew about me. But yeah, I do like singing, but I don't think, all in good time. Anyway, which country will you want to travel to? I want to go everywhere. Why aren't I sleeping? It's a good question. I think it's because I think a lot, and I'm sure a lot of people can relate to people that think a lot. You tend to have a hard time falling asleep because you have so many ideas and so many thoughts racing through your head that you can't concentrate on sleep. Even if your body's tired, you don't want to give it. I mean, it's kind of inevitable for me. I've always had a hard time sleeping because I have so many thoughts and so many ideas racing through my head. So it's hard to, you can't just switch that off. So I think that's why, 너무 오랜만인데, 그쵸, 너무 오랜만이긴 하죠. 제가 너무 업데이트를 안 하죠. 죄송해요. 제가 너무 할 게 많아가지고 여러분들 위해, 진짜 어떻게 보면 여러분들 위해 열심히 뭔가를 준비를 하고 있고 뭔가를 만들고 있어서 약간 저는 또 뭘 하면 그냥 완전 올인 하는 스타일이어서 그거밖에 안 보이거든요, 그 순간은. 그래서 조금 그랬나봐요. 사실 이것도 업데이트를 해주고 여러분들이랑 좀 소통도 하고 이래야 되는데 그런 걸 많이 못해도 약간, 그쵸, 그러니까 미안하죠. 저도 한편으로. Spanish Hola, that's the only word I know. I really should learn Spanish. 평소에 몇 시에 일어나냐고요? 평소에 저는 잠을 푹 자는 경우가 되게 드물해요. 되게 약간 잠이 들면 항상 새벽에 잠이 들긴 하는데, 아니면 아침에 자요. 근데 이제 일어나면 거의 한 2시간 일어나서 또 다시 잠들려면 거의 1시간 걸리고 또 2시간 자고 바로 일어나서, 그래서 약간 틈틈이해서 뭐 작업이나 뭐 이런 거 그러면 거의 3시간밖에 안 자요. 왜냐면 못 자겠어요. 가만 못 있겠어요. 그거를 해야 된다는 그런 압박감이나 뭐 신나가지고 약간 빨리 뭔가, 약간 성격이 급해가지고 빨리 그거를 더 만지거나 빨리 뭔가를 더 해야지 약간 마음이 편해지더라고요. 예. How do you practice your vocals? Just every morning when you take a shower, turn on your favorite song. Karaoke version is the best, and I sing. I sing. I mean, doesn't everyone do that though? Like, you sing along to your favorite songs or your favorite instrumental. But when you sing it, I guess one good thing that you should keep in mind is you shouldn't curate a bad habit. Which, what I mean by that is, people should use their natural voice, but a lot of people tend not to use their natural voice when they sing because, you know, it makes them cringe or they can't stand their voice, and it's completely natural. But if you're trying to get in key to, you know, because a lot of times if people who don't sing, they'll sing flat, you know, it'll be a flat or it'll be off key. So if you're ever serious about it, then you should get into the habit of trying to sing on that notation and try reducing being flat. So it would be a good thing to record yourself when you sing, so you know how you sound. Like, even if you can't stand it, it's always good practice. And, you know, practice makes perfect. You know, a lot of people like to do vocal exercises to warm their voices up, and, you know, absolutely, I think you should, you know. So for me, that's my warm-up. Yeah. Have a good dream. Thank you. You too. I hope you have a good dream too. My voice can't relate. It's okay. My voice, I still am very, I can't get used to my voice too, even now. I'm sure there's a lot of artists out there, professional artists or veterans, that still aren't used to their voice, which is probably why they try different styles and, you know, whatever works for them. 저도 로리가 그립네요. 예. Please call my name. I'm sorry, I didn't see the last part. What time is it? It's 3:00, which is pretty early. For me, it's still very early. Yeah. 안녕. You look like a bear. I think I read that right. Yeah, I mean, that's a first. I've never been called a bear. I've been called a lot of things but a bear. I've been called I don't know what's a common animal that I've been called. I've been called a kangaroo, but I truly believe that's because my origin is from Australia, and they make a lot of relations to that. So I've been called a kangaroo before, actually a few times. Yeah. Are you sleepy? No, I'm not, which could be a problem because I'm not that sleepy. That's a problem. How did you learn to direct videos? Honestly, I'm sure a lot of people are curious about that, but I didn't know I was going to become a director when I first started taking, I guess, interest in shooting videos or making it. For me, my key interest was I just wanted to express what was kind of in my head, and it kind of started from there. So there was no like key goal in mind, and mind you, it's personally, I'm saying this through personal thoughts, because a lot of people are different. A lot of people some people want to be like amazing directors, and I feel like my job as a director is to put people on the right path to do that. But for me, I started off as a passion project, and I just loved making films. I just loved creating, and I guess what that means is if you like something and if you take interest in something, I feel like you shouldn't categorize it as a certain thing, or you shouldn't have to feel the need to pressure yourself to like have a certain title, like I have to be a good director, or I wish I can be a famous rapper, or I wish I can be a famous singer. You shouldn't put yourself in that box. Otherwise, if you do that, what you're doing to yourself is you're putting such a standard, and you're putting such, I guess, pressure on yourself that the minute something doesn't work out, and which obviously it will happen in that way because everyone's human, and it's okay for something not to work out. But the minute something doesn't work out, you immediately link it to how hard it's going to be to get to a certain point, and you shouldn't put yourself in that box. Otherwise, people are more likely to give up then, and that's not what you want. The reason why a lot of famous directors are famous, or a lot of artists are well known, is because I'm pretty sure it's because they just didn't give up. And if you're not confident, I always say confidence is like, you're never born confident. No one is ever born confident. Even if it's in your trait, no one's ever born confident. I feel like confidence comes with a lot of trial and error. So it's the amount of, I guess, actions that you the 20% battery thing came up. So as I was saying, I feel like confidence is something that you have to curate, and the only way to curate that is if you start doing things that you're not comfortable with, and each and every single time, no matter how hard it is, and you feel like it's impossible to do, you always find a way to conquer it. And the more you find a way to conquer each problem that you face, doesn't matter if it's video related, if it's personal family related, or if it's anything, I think what life teaches you is you always have a problem in life, and you're gonna get it so unexpectedly, but the only way to overcome it is to stick through it and find a way. And trust me, I think people are humankind is the epitome of, I guess, the species that are best at that, finding a solution to any problem. So it means everyone's special. I'm no different from you. You're no different from me. But if you don't try, and if you don't really give it your all, then you're gonna get exactly that. So there's a reason why the greats are great, is because they tried, and obviously it's never easy, but that's just it, isn't it? No one ever tells you it's going to be easy. You know, it's really a battle against yourself, really. But I think at the end of the day, literally anyone can do anything, you know, and that's a scary thought, but it's the truth, you know. I feel like you have to, like, you know, like, I feel like you just have to live like it's your last. You gotta treat everything like it's your last. It's hard to do, granted, but, you know, just to give you a clear idea of what I mean is, for example, someone came to you and was like, by tomorrow you have to bring $5,000 or 5K, or else, like, your dog dies, or else, you know, there's something bad's gonna happen to your family. Then don't you think in your mind, by tomorrow you will do anything, any means possible to get that $5,000 because you have something huge riding on the line for you? But that's just it. That's what I mean. You have to face everything with that mentality. And that just shows you because honestly, if you feel like you're not putting yourself on the line for whatever you do and whatever you want to become great at, then it's not going to work. But if you treat it in a way where it's a must, like it's like no matter what it takes, you're going to do it, then honestly, you will get it done. And I think that's that's something a lot of people, I feel like, should, I guess, realize, because it doesn't always have to be understand that I get the whole necessity of people experiencing, and, you know, first-hand experience is the best way to let somebody know. But at the same time, it's that logic, isn't it? It's, if you haven't tried it yet, you should really give it a go, and you should stick to it, right? Like, you do affect you ultimately, and I think that's why context is very important. If you grow up in a neighborhood where, you know, 90% of your neighborhood is affecting bad, negative energy around you, then you're, no matter how good of a person you're born as, trait-wise, you're going to be affected environmentally. Which is why, you know, I think it's also very important, if you realize you're in a toxic environment, you should get your ass out there as soon as possible, because that does really ultimately affect how a person is, and it's not even their fault, you know, and that's the saddest part about it. But yeah, oh shit, sorry, I went too deep on that. So, you know, in other words, what I'm trying to say is, everyone's capable, you know. Everyone is capable of doing whatever they want. And I think you should stop worrying. Yeah, I really do think people should stop caring too much about what, you know, how hard it's gonna be, and, you know, like, yeah, I feel like we should just stop caring about shit like that and just do what we really want to do. Yeah, but overall, mental health is, I think, number one. If you're not healthy mentally, you're not going to be healthy physically. and you're not going to be anywhere near helpful to those around you, even if you want to, even if you think by you cutting yourself off from people and society because you don't want to burden them, it's ultimately you're the one that has to be strong and healthy, and the only person that can do that is yourself. And no one said it's going to be easy, but I think that's the sacrifice that you have to take. I mean, that's the effort, isn't it? Yeah, but all in all, this somehow ended up turning into like a motivational thing. But I mean, since when has my life never really turned into that? It's either that or I talk about the most randomest shit ever. But I just kind of thought, if I could somewhat use, I guess, my voice in a way where it doesn't offend, or it doesn't become too political, or it doesn't become too one-sided. I feel like the only message that anyone with a platform should ever give, if you are trying to deliver a message, is literally you should cater and you should really go for what you truly want to do in life. And that's a huge spectrum, because so many people have different things that they want to do in life, but it really does come down to that idea of, can I do it, or what's stopping me? And most of the times it's because of a lot of judgment issues, and that lowers a lot of self-esteem, and but I think ultimately I think everyone is capable of everything, and you guys should just believe in yourself a little bit more. Yeah, so that's all I wanted to say. And it's okay to be sad. It's okay to be scared. It's okay to worry. You're not alone, right? But at the end of the day, right, you have the power to change everything. It's you that matters, and if you don't do anything about it, then no one else will, and you shouldn't expect anyone else to. And honestly, the results and the rewards that you reap to standing up to yourself is actually, it comes back to you in twofold or more. I wish I can go on tour and see everyone. It's been so long. 아직 세상이 멸망하지 않았어요. 아직은. 자, 그 뜻은 뭐냐면 아직 열심히 살아야 된다는 뜻이죠. I know some people don't like this deep shit. I sometimes don't like talking about this, because I feel like you should just treat everything simply. It shouldn't really be deciphered. You shouldn't look too deep into something, because the saying, the more you know, the more you realize you don't know. And I think that's pretty dangerous, because I think ignorance really is bliss, you know, to a certain extent. Yeah, I feel like we're just, our society is just we're becoming overly bearingly sensitive to a lot of things, and that's because we think too much. And the more you think about something, the more you create a scenario in your head, which you probably don't know it's like if it's even likely or possible, and you scare yourself before you resent yourself before you even go out and, you know, do something, because you don't know how that's going to feel like. But before you even do something, you scare the shit out of yourself, and you just don't end up doing it. And I think that's kind of sad, you know. But anyway, on to a different topic. I like pasta. Have I ever told you guys? I really like pasta. I like making pasta. I'm sure you guys know. It's kind of random. I like the carbonara pasta. I like making it, and there's like an original recipe. If you go on YouTube, everything's on YouTube these days. I almost wish it wasn't, but it's inevitable. Yeah. You know what I like about cooking? I love the idea that you have to go out and buy the ingredients. I think that's the most fun part about cooking. For me anyway. Cooking is one thing, yeah, it is fun in itself, but I find the pleasure of going out and finding specific ingredients to make the recipe, you know. And I think it's that sense of adventure that when you finally do obtain the ingredients that you need to cook, and having that come together and then serving that to your loved ones or your friends. And I think that's where a lot of the thrill comes from me, you know. I'm sure some people can relate to that, you know. Yeah, so maybe one day I will turn on Instagram Live and I'll cook for you guys. Because yeah, I mean, that is essentially like the one thing you can do during COVID. But what else do I like? I feel like I've never really told you guys about who I am a lot, other than what you guys see. I really like dogs. I really like puppies. I'm not really a cat person. I really like puppies and dogs. My first dog I've ever had. Her name was Snoopy, and I had her when I was in elementary school, and she was my, I guess, first ever best friend. I used to play cops and robbers with her. So if you don't know what that game is, it's like you pretend you're a robber or you can pretend you're a cop, and you kind of chase around whoever is like the opposite. It's like a common game kids used to play, but I used to play that with my dog. I used to pretend that I had to go catch her or something. And she was a beagle. It was very interesting memories. It was fun, you know. And what else? I'm a very good swimmer. I used to swim in like squad training back in Australia. So that means is I used to go to these swimming programs. I used to go out in competitions. I've been swimming for about a good 10 years. So there'll never be a case where I'm afraid of the water. And I used to surf, which more of the reason which I don't. I think I'm okay. I used to do a part-time job back in Australia when I was in middle school as a lifeguard. So what those are is, you know, you make sure everyone stays in between the red flags and no one drowns. And like, fortunately for me, like, I've never had to go, I guess, face that problem. But in Australia, it's very common. So I did that as a part-time job. So that was fun. I ate a jellyfish once by accident, and that was probably one of the most traumatic memories I've ever had in the beach. Because in Australia we have something called blue bottle seasons, and what that is blue bottles are a type of jellyfish, and they're blue and they sting. But you know, it's very common in Australia. You have those seasons. It's like a seasonal time when there's a lot of blue bottles. Like, it's just covered in jellyfish, and they sting. They're very small, but they're very potent. Regardless, because you're in your skin suit. And so, you know, one day I was surfing, and I still remember I went down because the wave was coming, and you know, you have your board and you dive down. But when you go, and when I was coming up for air, I went up, and because if you want, you kind of gasp for air. But as soon as I opened my mouth, I felt something come in, and it was a blue bottle, and it stung the inside of my neck and all my mouth, and I got blisters and ulcers, and my neck was swollen. I went to the ER, and yeah, it was probably the worst feeling ever because it stung so much. I can't forget that. So I mean, that was interesting. Sorry, I'm just kind of going back to what I'm remembering right now. Yeah, so I mean, hope you guys never had that kind of experience, because I did. So I mean, thankfully I'm okay now. The jellyfish did survive. Just to let you guys know, it didn't die. I didn't eat it. It went on its merry way. You know, I feel like it was curious at the time, so can't blame it. I mean, it didn't do it intentionally. So 10% battery thing came up. I did not know battery life lasted. I mean, you know, I didn't know it cut short this long. But anyway, someone cried for 2 hours. Is that because you got stung by a jellyfish? I can totally relate to that. I can see where you come from, but luckily you're okay. You need to go ahead and change your phone. Sorry, I have to read it sideways, which, yeah, you're right. I mean, I do have a different phone, but that's purely for what I'm inspired by. So I do have two phones. One phone is for contacting and like people and Instagram and all that kind of stuff. The other phone is actually for my creative space. So what I get inspired by, it could be an image, it could be a video. I save everything on that phone. It's kind of like a diary, if you were to say. But you can carry it around. It's small, it's easy, compatible. Charge your phone, Christian. Your phone just is, yeah. So that's that. And what else? What else do you talk about? I don't know. I first fell in love with dancing when I was in high school, and I guess I can never forget that experience. Because up till high school, I never thought in my life that I could be a dancer, or I was it, or I could even implicate what dancing is. But I still remember something that came over me, and I wanted to give it a try. And I locked myself in the room, my room, and I have a big mirror, or I had a big mirror back when I was in high school, sorry. And I made sure no one was looking, first of all, because it was embarrassing and I wasn't confident. But I made sure no one was looking, and I just started moving, dancing, if you were to say, squiggling and wiggling and doing all sorts of things. And slowly but surely, I built the confidence to show somebody else the squiggling and wiggling, and I think that's how it started. You don't really know, that's the beauty of art, or whatever you're passionate about, is you don't know what kind of power it has over you, because you never really stop to think about it. It just happens. And I think that's literally how everything should be. It should just happen. You shouldn't have to stop and think about it and analyze it and wonder if this leads to this and this and this. You should never treat it as such. It should be something that if you want to do it, just do it. Fuck it. Who cares? How to meet you in person? This is my address. No, I was kidding. If it works out, I guess the whole tour thing will happen again, once everything calms down a little and everything gets better. So yeah, by then I do believe we will acquaint each other. It's never impossible. That's what I always say. It's, what do you think about, what is that? Corona? I believe you were trying to say Corona. I think it's devastating. If anything, it's the modern day of the Black Plague. And it's a very hard topic, because, so many negative things have arisen from that. But, one way or the other, I think it should be redeemed as something that is devastating. The only thing we can do is hopefully hope for a cure, and I guess we have to just try to stay positive, because it is something that will bring out the worst in people and the best in people. But I think more so, in times like this, everyone should be more united. But I know that's hard, because it's just everyone has so many indifferences between each other. It's hard, but what can you do other than stay positive, and I guess aid the special forces that are really doing something about it and helping. Yeah, it's tough. I'm sure it's tough on everyone. I'm sure a lot of plans were canceled, a lot of businesses, a lot of things that should never have ever happened. But yeah, try to stay positive, try to shed light on it. It's hard, but, What reason you tattoo your body? I took an interest in tattoos ever since I was young, honestly. But you get the whole talk from your parents, like, obviously you should never tattoo because it's socially unacceptable. You're gonna be frowned upon, especially in the Asian culture. You're kind of, if you have a tattoo in Asia, a lot of, I guess, the older generation, they redeem you as being a gangster or something like that, of that sort. So I think it was never a good image, especially in my era when I was growing up. But I mean, tattooing is an art, you know. It's something that sticks with you your whole way. It's pretty much like a diary. It's like a diary entry. For example, if I got this tattoo done when I was 24 years old, right? When I was 24, and I was with, like, let's say, like a friend back then that I knew, and it was right after a soccer match, and it was raining, and I was so freaked out because back at that time, let's say I broke up with my girlfriend, and I was so cut that I just wanted to do something. That's a living memory. Some may be painful, but some actually, if you look at it, won't you think you'll have a clear idea of when you got it and how you were feeling and why you got it? And I feel like it's just another reminder of a part of your past and a part of who you are. It might not always be like that, but for me, every single one of my tattoos is a symbol of that specific moment that I've lived, and it reminds me of who I was, you know, back then, and what was going on in that time of my life. And I like to reflect a lot, you know, because again, it brings back to the whole idea of, you know, I feel like nothing lasts. The only thing that does are memories and certain things that you hold on to, and I feel like that much more it means something to you. I mean, obviously some people might tattoo themselves because of the aesthetic of it, but for me, everything has a meaning of when I got it and what I was feeling at that time and what kind of condition I was in, and you know what I was. Yeah, I tend to really reflect on that. Do you know Pang-chan from Stray Kids? Pang-chan? I do believe so. I think I came across a video. I think it was set by I guess you guys, and he was, I think, jamming to zombie pop, I believe, and so I mean what I heard was a few of the kids there are from Australia, which for me is already a good sign, because it's so hard to find fellow Australian Koreans in Korea. I know it's crazy. Most of the Koreans you find here are American Koreans. So for me, it's something that reminds me of my home. So, you know, and seeing him jam out to DPR and stuff, it's always so good to see. So yeah, I mean, I think, I'll be down to meet him. You know, I think I have a few friends that might know him actually. So yeah, I mean, I think I feel like I will run into him sooner or later. So and mad ups to them, Stray Kids, I believe. Even the name, it sounds like it's Australia, so it's like Stray Kids. I know it's probably not that, but Australia, Stray, it's a very Australian thing. I wouldn't be surprised if it really derived from that. But yeah, I mean, it's always good to see. So yeah, I guess big shout out to them. Do you watch any shows? I watched Dark on Netflix recently. I think it's a German drama, but that was really good. Holy shit! If you haven't seen it, you should watch it. It's so twisted, but catch you off guard. The suspense is crazy. It's called Dark. It's on Netflix. I'm sure some of you guys watched it. Some of you haven't, but if you haven't, I think you should watch it. It's not scary. I thought it was I thought it was meant to be scary, but it isn't, and that's why I liked it. Because I can't watch scary things. I really suck at watching scary things. I'm a scaredy cat. Dark is amazing. Have you watched The Walking Dead? I have, but I haven't finished it because I got to a point where I felt like it's so funny, like The Walking Dead is about zombies, right? But after a certain period of time, it stopped being about the zombies. Why? Because there's so many seasons already, like, and zombies were getting old, you know. That's pretty ironic. But the whole idea of zombies were getting old, so I feel like they had to find new ways to implicate a story. And eventually it turns into like a human versus human type of war, you know. And zombies are just kind of like whatever, like on the side. It becomes like a drama of, I guess, human behavior and, you know, like everything that comes with it. So, after a while, it never even became about the zombies, right? Because, yeah, who would want to like keep revolving the story around zombies after like 7 seasons? What's my favorite movie? That's a very hard question. I think I don't have a favorite movie. I mean, that's kind of weird. I have a lot of favorite movies that I was influenced by, but I don't think I have a specific favorite movie. Have you watched Lucifer? No, I've seen a little scenes from here and there, but not really. Can you something baby girl? I don't know. It's the Aussie accent for me. I feel like my accent has died a lot, and 그거는 어쩔 수 없어요. I don't know how to speak Korean. That's something that's very inevitable. Because in Korea, well, where I'm at, no one speaks Australian English. They speak a lot of American English, because a lot of the people here are from America, from the States. So you know, whatever you hear, you kind of tend to kind of go along with that, you know. So yo, no way. It's the whole vibe for me. Okay. It's a whole vibe. Okay, I'm guessing you're talking about this vibe. 지금 나오는 음악 그 스트리밍으로 나오는 첫 번째 영상일 거예요. 그거 들어가시면 그 지금 나오는 노래 들을 수 있어요, 바로. 이건 그냥 거의 24시간 그 라이브 스트리밍이 되는 플레이리스트라고 해야 되나? 약간 그냥 공식적으로 뭔가 보면 바로 첫 번째 영상인 것 같아요. 네. King of listening to lo-fi beats to study. Yeah, I mean, I never did that during my high school period because there was no such thing as like a lo-fi playlist during my high school era. Yes, I am a boomer. Do you watch 365 Days on Netflix? No, I have not. How tall am I? I get this question a lot. A lot of people think I'm tall, and I don't know where they get that idea from. I've never posted a picture of me looking tall. I don't think I've ever cared about that. But I think a lot of people get the immediate reaction that I'm very tall. I'm not. I'm 177 or 170. Yeah, 177, I think. I don't know what that is in inches. 5'9", I don't know. 5'9", yeah, I believe it's 5'9". But I think a lot of people, even when they meet me, they think I come off tall or something. I think it's because I have like I have swimmer shoulders, so I have like I used to swim, so my shoulders are big. So I immediately I just look somewhat tall. I think a lot of people say that. So a lot of people